What's going on, everybody? Hex Grassroots, episode number 7, with your host, Meister Hex, and with my co-host, Hex Misha. How's it going, Hex Misha?
Hey guys, what's up everybody? Hey Meister Hex, thank you for having this Hex Grassroots talk with me again. I'm really thrilled, and yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in. As you can see, we're a little late, we're running late. I think StreamYard is having some issues, but we should be live now, so that's good. Meister, what do you think?
Yeah, I think StreamYard is down, or was down. Hex is never down. 100% uptime, triple audited, 2 security audits, 1 economic audits. So I think we're good to go. But StreamYard seems to be working again, and I see already some nice comments in the chat. Belliot Bren, honor to have you here.
Nice.
So I think it seems to work. Looking forward, Hex Misha. We have a great guest. Jimmy Diamond, already active in the chat. He's been a classical Hex Grassroots for me. I always see him tweeting on Twitter for a long time already. So I'm very thrilled to hear his story. He will join us in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it will be awesome to talk to him. As always, guys, we do some very chilled, laid-back Hex and talk. And as always, before we get him on the stream, he's already in the studio, but not on the stream yet. We will look at Hex and what happened in the last week. Meister, exactly. Did you prepare something? We also had some nice things like God Whale and a Richard Hart stream.
Definitely. I would like to jump into that. But before, Misha, on the last stream, you mentioned you did some ordering at hexmerch.com. Give us some status. Is it already at yours?
As I said, I think the whole buying process was very smooth. I always had the impression the website was very well made, good usability. I got a tracking number on my phone via USPS, but when I click it, it says basically it started, but it's not actually sent yet. Like the label was created, but and the tracking number, but it's not sent yet.
All right,
so
gotcha.
Looking forward on that note.
As mentioned last time, we ordered a couple of new shirts available at hexmerch.com. These are the classical black shirts with the domain written on the back and also on the front below the logo. It's available in multiple colors. So I think it's a great way to do outbound messaging. As Richard Hart says, that's the best we can do. So I didn't hesitate at all and also ordered my stuff also for my colleagues to spread the word without actually doing anything, just wearing clothes.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I like the small logos on the chest. I think the t-shirt in itself looks good. You can wear it. And as you said, of course, onboarding new people is always good.
100%.
All right. Do you want to show something else, or you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it. What has been up in this last 7 days?
I want to show the God Whale and the fake God Whale. I will start off with the fake God Whale. And basically this guy appeared. He didn't mention at first that this is a parody account, that he's the fake God Whale. Some guy has been calling him out, like, if this is all fun, why didn't you say it up front that you're a fake account? He said, yeah, it was basically noticeable at first, which I don't agree of. I agree with the comment the one guy said. He should made it clear. And once he started to appear, basically the real God Whale started to appear, because he wanted to call him out that this is a fake account. And usually when people do fake accounts and pretend to be someone else, they do it 9 out of 10 times to scam people or to profit. So the real God Whale stepped in. I'm going to show his account in a second. Here we go. Team God at the Real God Whale. He's among us now.
Nice.
Taylor B. Crypto, the one that we showed here on the stream already, she did a video about the Real God Whale, because also before that she analyzed this wallet that received a lot of Genesis ETH and also has a lot of Hex, obviously. He is a whale. And the Real God Whale even answered to that he liked the video. And basically, if you watch Taylor B. Crypto's newest video, it's all about the God Whale. She will look at all his statements on Twitter. One that was really interesting for me was when he mentioned he's not English native, which was really surprising for me. Obviously, we don't want to dox him, but I think it's very, my childish curiosity is really strong. Like, I was trying to figure it out, maybe where he's from. His English is very good if he writes, if you ask me. And I was trying to see if I can detect something German, like from his choice of words and his structured sentences. But as I said, his English is really good, so that I could not notice anything in that regards. But it makes me really curious, of course, where is this person from? What else did he say? He basically called out the fake God Whale. He said he stepped in because he doesn't want to get Hexicans hurt, scammed, or whatever. Another drama that was going on was between Abit and Papa Boner. Basically in the Telegram chat, because Abit gave this prediction Pulse Chain Mainnet will launch on November 18th, because Richard Hart said he was born the time that he was born was something like that. In his stream yesterday, he actually said then that this is total bullshit. Like, people on Telegram in Hex Astrology wanted to know this. And he said it, so they stopped asking him. And he also said it's pretty stupid to make assumption about this. And basically what happened in this Telegram chat, I think Papa Boner gave Abit quite a grilling. Like, you shouldn't say predictions like this and speak so in definite terms, because he has quite the range. He's quite the person in Hex. And a bit of drama going on.
So speaking about the God Whale incident or appearance, you could say, I also agree that even though it was meant to be funny, it still has a lot of impact on the market, or it could have. So I think I agree with you, Misha, that you should not impersonating somebody else. And I'm very happy that the real God Whale showed up and also proved that this is a fake account. I think it also was on the initiative of Funding Jim, Gary,
exactly,
who asked the second God Whale, you could say the real God Whale, beforehand to make a transaction. And he did that actually. So, it was apparently only a joke, but I think, it's not good. And we should not pretend to be other people.
So Funding Jim basically said that he seems to be valid through this transaction of, I think, 7,777 Hex. And also one last thing, the real God Whale also donated 100 ETH to the documentary. So that's also pretty nice.
Shout out to the chat again. Brian Jones, like the video, everyone, and subscribe. Exactly. Please do that. Here at Hex Grassroots is all about bringing lesser known community members who are actually quite popular within the Hex community, like our guest today, Jimmy Diamond, but maybe they don't have an own stream, or they don't are not guests at streams regularly. But I think it's very interesting to hear more about them and get them more engaging with the community via a live stream, for example. It's always a bit different than communicating via Telegram or via chat. So I'm very happy and very thankful that Jimmy Diamond will join us any minute. Just maybe one thing from my side. Let me share my screen as well. There we go. All right. So as mentioned, our guest today goes with the handle Jimmy Diamond. He's been active in the Hex community for quite some time now. Here you can see his Twitter profile. He is streaming and retweeting a lot of information about Hex, engaging regularly. So without further ado, please welcome Jimmy
Diamond.
Diamond. Hey
guys.
buddy,
Hey
how's it
Jimmy,
going?
what's up?
What's up? How you doing? Thanks for
Doing
having me.
great. Thank you
Good,
very much.
good.
Thank you for taking the time. So
It's awesome to have you.
it's your first stream, first live appearance, Jimmy?
Yeah, this is my very first live stream ever. Yeah.
Cool.
A little bit.
Yeah,
nervous, but, it's kind of cool to. I've been thinking about it for a while. So it's cool to actually get on here and do it. So thanks for inviting me on, and
Yeah, thanks for doing it with us, man.
yeah, absolutely. It's really cool what you guys are doing. So this is your like fifth one, or you guys just started this too, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we just started. It's episode number 7, and basically, Misha and I, we, as yourself, right? We love to talk about Hex. We are big Hex enthusiasts, and so we wanted to contribute a little bit more to the community by creating this regular Hex Grassroots channel, where we would like to invite, as I mentioned, other Hex Grassroots, basically, who are enthusiastic as well, and just engage with us, talk a little bit, so also our viewers can learn more about you, because they are already familiar with you, maybe right through the Twitter, through the Telegram, and it's always a pleasure if somebody joins live and share his or her story with us.
Sure. Okay. Awesome.
So, Jimmy, first of all, you say it's your first stream, but your setup is very good, very professional. Are you a musician? I see a guitar in the background.
Yeah, actually, I play drums. Dabble with guitar a little bit too. Me and a buddy have a music studio, so we just happen to have a bunch of microphones, and I had a camera. I'm a photographer, or used to be, but it's quite an old camera. But I was able to download some software and get it all set up. So
Nice.
yeah, before this, I've never had a pro setup like this, but I had all the equipment, so I just put it together, and I was surprised it actually worked, because I threw it together like an hour ago, and it's pretty
Works
awesome.
good.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, as mentioned before, our guests have usually better setups than ourselves. I, for example, shout out to DJ Cryptomatic. He recommended me this Rode microphone, so I just purchased this to upgrade a little bit, and we hope to improve every time we stream. Something has to be improved, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's really not that hard. I mean, do you have like a DSLR camera?
No, I'm just streaming through the laptop's camera.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I was surprised. I mean, my camera is probably from like 2014. It's pretty old, so I didn't think it would work. It doesn't have like the autofocus like the new Sonys do, but
it focuses you really good, and it blurs a little bit the background. It looks really good.
Yeah. The secret, that's all on the lens. So if you get like a quick, like a 1 point, this is like a 28 millimeter 1.8 lens, and that's what gives that effect. So yeah, it's really not that hard to get a good camera look.
Awesome, man.
You have a lot of fans, Jimmy. Balliot Brand just gave you a shout out. Crypto Server 369. So you have a big fan base already.
Awesome, cool.
So Jimmy, have you recorded? You said you were a drummer. Is it more like a hobby, or do you do it professionally?
Yeah, I started drumming like back in high school, and me and a buddy had a band. We had we actually played some shows, recorded a little demo, like 6 songs.
Nice.
And it just got life happens, and people go separate ways and go away to school, do different things.
Sure.
But we got it back together a couple of years ago, and I got a drum set and started playing again just about 4 years ago. So it's more of a hobby, but it's like a creative outlet,
Nice. Yeah,
awesome.
definitely
not professionally.
And we have a musician again, like last stream, Hex Grassroots number 6, DJ Cryptomatic, now a musician again. Hexicans are into music.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't catch that whole stream, but I saw you did stream with him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so this is Hex Grassroots number 7, but you're our 6th guest, and usually we deployed this flow where we introduce our guest, and then we let him talk for a bit, and then usually we ask him how he started getting into crypto. And when I look at your Twitter profile, it says Bitcoin first. So I'm assuming you started getting into crypto with Bitcoin.
Yeah. So back in the bull run of well, actually going back even farther, I kind of started learning about crypto and Bitcoin. I think from Andreas Antonopoulos on Joe Rogan was kind of the first time it got my attention, and I started really digging in and learning and paying attention to it. That was probably back in like 2014-ish.
Nice.
Time, whenever
Good.
it was on.
Andreas was guest multiple times at Joe Rogan, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah,
you caught probably the first time?
It might have been. Yeah, I can't remember exactly. But that's when I started learning about it and really starting to understand this is something big,
That's quite early, 2014, you say?
Yeah. Unfortunately, everyone around me, didn't understand it, I guess, the same way I did. So I let them kind of talk me out of getting involved too early,
right.
So it wasn't too. I remember the price was about $600 at the time for Bitcoin, and then I watched kind of the run up. I kind of tuned out to it for a while, and then saw the run up in 2017, and that's when I was like, I gotta, the FOMO got to me. I jumped in and started buying, and then bought kind of heavy, kind of like Richard's story, actually, but mine was just much later, but bought heavy at the top at around 20,000, bought a bunch of altcoins as well. And, learned a hard lesson there, that these things don't really do a whole lot. And, that's when I literally just watched them go down in value quite a bit. So it was a hard lesson to learn, but I just held through it. And, actually, and that's when I discovered Richard's stream too. It was kind of right around then, right after I bought in, and I saw him streaming with somebody else, calling the top, saying, the bull run's over. And I was like, who is this guy? Why? No, I didn't want to hear it. You know what I mean? So, but it turns out he was right. And I was like, damn, I got to pay attention to this guy. It seems like he knows what he's talking about.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And when you discovered the Joe Rogan stream, did you know Andreas Antonopoulos before? Or did you meet him through this because of the stream?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't know anything about him until I saw him on Joe Rogan.
All right. And then you grasp the you could say the beauty of the design of Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, but somehow you didn't have any community with which you could talk about it, right? Did I understand it correctly?
Right, exactly. Yeah, so I went to college for finance, so I have I feel like a good understanding of money and investing and what like what makes gold, what people call hard money, and how Bitcoin is similar to that. So yeah, I feel like it kind of just clicked. I kind of understood what it was all about.
Cool. Yeah, I remember same for me. Like once, so first of all, when I heard about Bitcoin for the first time, I didn't quite understood or didn't make click because I thought it's just another PayPal, you could say, right? But after half a year, when I heard about it again, then I started to dive deeper. I started to read books, amongst others from Andreas. And once it made click, I remembered also that I heard the same story from Andreas, that once it made click, you really start to dive deeper and you spend nights of reading books and you can just stop. Did you have a similar moment for you as well, that you got really into cryptocurrency? Or was it more like steady growth of your interest?
It kind of like I was very interested and learned quite a bit, but then the price kept going down. So it was like you kind of go, oh yeah, maybe it's not what I thought it was, and then I kind of, I guess, forgot about it for a while. I didn't really pay attention, and then obviously when price starts going up, it gets more media hype. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah.
That's what we saw in 2017, and it seems like that's what we're seeing today.
And Richard caught your attention by his predictions and his streams, yeah? Even though you were maybe first repelled, you came back as because his content was good?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's something when you discover his streams, especially back then, it was a little different back then. His approach was a lot more like an intellectual debate approach. You know, he tried to talk to as many people as he could. And it seems like now he's kind of moved past that. He's done arguing with people, and he knows what his mission is, and you know, so it's a much different approach. So,
do you remember the first stream you watched from Richard Hart?
I don't remember the very first one. I know it was with other people. It might not have even been his channel. It was, yeah, it was. He was on stream with a bunch of other people. But then, you know, then going to his channel and seeing all the self-help videos he's done, and kind of learning what he's really about.
All right. So you started to watching him in the end of 2017, right?
Right.
Almost at the top.
Maybe the beginning of 2018 even. Yeah, somewhere around then.
Okay. And once the bubble, you could say, bursted, so the price went down again from 20,000. Also, the altcoins went down even further. Did you stick around? Did you stick to the crypto community, or did you take a break? How was it after 2017 for you?
No, that's when I stuck around. Yeah, I was already invested. You know, when you have skin in the game, it's kind of hard to ignore it. So, you know, yeah, I was from then, once you buy in, you're in, right? So you're kind of
trying to pump the back up.
Yeah, or at least figure out, like, my thing was I wanted to figure out, did I make a mistake, and what did I do wrong, and what can I do better? And I knew it wasn't, you know, thankfully I didn't sell out of my positions or, you know, I just held through the whole time. You know, I dumped some of the altcoins and just went back into Bitcoin and Ethereum and stuff like that. But yeah, I was, you know, I've been in ever since.
And did your finance degree, your finance background help you with that? Do you think you approached this differently, or did it not matter that much?
A little bit, yeah. I think it did. And actually, I after I graduated, I worked for a financial advisor. And it's so funny because we see history repeating itself, where back then everyone was calling Bitcoin a scam. You know, even the financial advisor, who I still respect, you know, he's a mentor of mine, and I don't think he's a stupid guy. You know, I think he's smart, but I was talking to him about investing, and Bitcoin got brought up, and he just laughed and said, Bitcoin's a scam. You know, straight up. And it was just one of those moments where I was like, like, I didn't want to argue, but it's like, you don't know what you're talking about, you know? So when I hear people say the same thing about Hex today, it's the same thing over again. It's like you just don't know what you're talking about. You need to look in further, you know, you need to look in deeper.
But do you think people are ignorant because there is something that is new, or because they establish themselves in another field and they maybe see it as a threat that there is a new field evolving, or maybe a mix of it? Sure,
that could be too. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to get on board with something like Bitcoin if it's like your profession is almost the antithesis, right? If you make money selling securities and other things, why would
that's what I think.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you want to share with the world how awesome this Bitcoin thing is when you can't sell it to them, right?
Yeah, exactly. You have your backs in, I don't know, stock market. You've been with CNBC your whole life. You cannot suddenly jump on the crypto train. And I think people, as a protection mechanism or coping mechanism, then they start to, you know, call it scam, call it bullshit. That's the easy way. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and you know, they might just really not understand too. You know, and everybody has different goals as far as investing. You know, some people want safety, they don't want volatility, and that's fine. You know, it's if Bitcoin's not for you or Hex is not for you, that's that's your prerogative. If you want something safer that you're gonna feel safer holding, that's okay. But yeah, to go as far as to call things a scam when you just don't understand them is, that's another story.
So Jimmy, as you experienced the 2017 hype, right? If you could turn back the time in hindsight, what would you do differently with that knowledge, with the knowledge you have now, right?
Probably just keep buying more when it was in a bear market, just yeah, because I didn't keep buying heavy when it was down. It's easy to keep buying as it's going up, but when it's going the other way, then it's different. But now, that's something I've learned, that those are the best times to buy, right? Especially if you really believe in it and you really know it's going somewhere. Like Hex could go in a bear market it could do the same thing, someday. I don't think it's going to happen soon, but if it did, that would be the best time to accumulate.
I see it as kind of like a working out. If you start to, let's say, if you're into jogging, if you start, everything hurts, right? So it's the same like to buying deep red. It's you don't feel comfortable with it, but once you get into that, into the rhythm, and then it changes your mindset to buy red, and you could say sell green, or hold it long term in Hex, right? But like I admit, in the beginning, it's very hard to buy if the coin is down minus 50% or even minus 60. But this is even better, right? Like if I go to the store and there's a nice mic with a minus 60% discount, I wouldn't hesitate. So
sure,
yeah,
exactly.
It requires some sort of, it still requires some sort of exercise, I would say. Buy it once, twice.
But with the mic, you know what you're buying, and you just want the mic, the product. With the investing, you're assuming it will appreciate in the future, and that you don't know. Like you will know
Sure.
you own the mic now, but maybe like right now you don't know what it will happen. In hindsight, then you say, "Oh, sure, I should have bought the lows." I think that's the whole thing, right? The question in itself. And Jimmy, you said you think Hex will go up in a future time, maybe not right now. If so, what do you think needs to happen, or does anything need to happen, or is there just time that needs to pass? How do you see it?
Oh no, I mean, I was saying that I think, someday in the future, Hex might go through a prolonged bear market. I don't think it's yet, but it could do the same thing. It could just have a cycle. Once we get far enough out, I think we're pretty early still to where we're going to see a lot of growth. Especially with Pulse Chain coming, and the fact that we're still gate kept, and it seems like we're hardly known. When you go out and you meet people in the real world, like at social events or whatever, they're talking about crypto, but nobody's heard of Hex. It's like it's unknown still. So I think we have a lot of room to go up. But if we ever do go into, like a prolonged bear market, just keep buying. And that's also the beautiful thing about Hex is you're getting paid interest too. So if you're buying and staking, you're making interest. It's people get mad when you say it, but it's like better than Bitcoin, as Richard says.
Yeah,
it is.
Coming back to the one point regarding your with your mentor who claims that Bitcoin is a scam. I mean, the ignorance, and we all have some sort of ignorance, right? Maybe we are very enthusiastic about cryptocurrency, but there are other fields towards which we are more ignorant. It's unfortunate, of course, because it stops you from making good gains, right? Especially in this asset class, cryptocurrency, and within this asset class, best performing asset like Hex is even better, right? So yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think we have to educate people. So Jimmy, as he is your mentor, why didn't you try to argue with him or discuss with him? Just didn't want to do that hassle, or?
Yeah, we did a little bit, but didn't go too deep into it. I don't know. I guess some people you just it kind of understood it was a kind of a lost cause, like he's the authority in the in his mind, right? And because that's what he does for a living, and I don't know, it didn't seem like worth it at the time. You know, I would probably go deeper into it.
Do you
Today.
think his mind changed over time? Because it's a couple of years ago, I can imagine. So when he see the price appreciation, that he starts to question himself, maybe?
I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a good question, but I'm not sure. I haven't really brought it back to, you know, I'm sure he's doing fine in whatever he's investing in, and you know, it's like the same story with like my dad. I talked to my dad about it too, and he's a gold guy. You know, he likes gold. He thinks it's the best. Like physical gold is a great investment, and I'm like, just look at the chart. It's really not, you know. But he said something that made sense to me. He said, like I said before, people have different expectations on what they want their investment to be, whether they want it to go up a lot, you know, that's what I want, or they just want it to be steady and not, you know, not volatile, and just have like a sense of security. He describes it as like having physical gold as an insurance policy against financial collapse, you know, and it's like, okay,
Fair
I can
enough.
see that. Yeah, and a very expensive insurance policy because there's opportunity cost, right? So you could be buying anything else that's going up, you know, even the stock market or Bitcoin or crypto Hex, you know, specifically. But, you know, different people have different wants and needs when it comes to what they invest in.
Yeah, I think people love this safety feeling of gold, that they can say, okay, I can touch it, I can hold it, I can place it somewhere. And yeah, that's the thing. The sentiments and what is best might contradict sometimes, and some people just have some cope strategies, like maybe your former boss who said, okay, I'm not going to invest in it, I'm not going to investigate it, even I'm not going to spend time on it, you know, which is just maybe a cope mechanism.
Yeah, some people are just, you know, they think they have it figured out, right? And no amount of information will convince them. Maybe they have to discover on their own. Right.
I mean, Jimmy, you just said it. This also counts to some extent for Bitcoin maximalists, because I know some of them as well. And like, if you just mention another coin, especially Hex, because it's very controversial, right? And they just immediately respond, it's a scam. But like, Hex lives so much. It's so crypto. If you think, like, I always have to think about one point that Richard Hart mentioned during one of his streams with I think it was with the YouTuber Zuby, that he said cryptocurrencies is about getting rid of middlemen, and like Hex lives to it like more than any other coin. It's mainly traded on decentralized exchanges. It's self-custodian, mainly through MetaMask. You mint your own rewards. You hold your own private keys, right? Like that. This is as much as crypto can get. So I'm really, especially in regards of Hex, I'm really surprised that people call it a scam. Do you experience similar stories as well with your, you could say, Bitcoin community?
Yeah, and I think the reason why is probably because they see the interest. You know, they think that there must be some, okay, you're sending your money, they're doing something with it and promising a return, which they just don't understand how it works, right? So yeah, you know, they might see you know, the marketing, you know, the way the marketing was set up, or the high interest, and just assume right away, you know, that it must be shady or something wrong with it. But when you really dive in and understand how it works, how it just inflates, just like Bitcoin, and stakers receive inflation. It's pretty simple, right?
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. So after 2018, Jimmy, how did you find out about Hex? I can imagine through Richard Hart's streams.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of watched the whole thing develop. Actually, it was pretty cool. I wasn't really active, you know, in participating in throwing out ideas or, you know, the development, but just kind of checking in on the Telegram channel and just kind of watching it develop. Yeah, I even I was looking through my computer yesterday and I found some documents in like 2019 of when it was called Bitcoin Hex. You know, just literature or whatever that I downloaded, and I was like, wow, it's been a long journey. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you've been pretty early. Back with Bitcoin, of course, and with Hex, the whole development you saw. Like back in 2014, even being on Joe Rogan, I was surprised. I didn't know him back then. You were even early on that show, I would say.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I don't feel like I got into Bitcoin early though. So yeah, or Ethereum or any of the other one. Maybe Hex though.
Nice. And what I wanted to say, I'm really happy that Richard dropped this Bitcoin. He also explained it a couple of times that it's way better to have an own branding and not like piggybacking on someone else's brand. So like Bitcoin Cash, it would be way better if it would be just like Bcash, for example. And so I'm happy that Hex is just Hex. I think also marketing wise, it's really brilliant. Like, since Richard talks about this as a marketing genius, about this branding tricks, you could say that it should be easy to pronounce. There shouldn't be no room for spelling mistakes. And Hex is just perfect. It's just like HEX.
Superior logo.
Yeah, it used to be BHX. I think it was gonna be BHX.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when it was Bitcoin Hex, and then it changed to just HEX, which is way better.
Okay. Yeah,
because the name is the ticker symbol. It's much easier to find.
Yeah, and also that Richard Hart managed to get the 3-letter domain running. This is pretty awesome. It really makes it easier, because when people Google it, right, like the .com is just like a guarantee for, you could say integrity or security. Because if there's like hex dot, I don't know, win, right, like as it used to be, like you're not exactly sure, okay, why is it win? So noobs who are very critical from the beginning, suspicious, it for sure it helps a lot with the branding. So Jimmy, so you've been around from the beginning. That's amazing. So when the sacrifice phase launched, were you also involved in that, or did you join later maybe?
Yeah, I definitely sacrificed, and I'm super excited about Pulse Chain. Yeah,
nice.
I can't wait. I was hoping that Hexologist's prediction of Thursday, the 18th, in 2 days. I was like, I don't think that's going to happen though.
Yeah, it was so funny when he said like PM Pulse Chain mainnet.
Yeah,
because but I mean we all know it's a little bit just fun, right, and joking, because nothing is really happening at the moment. But I agree with Richard that you should not interpret any too much into normal sentences. So what is your take on that, Jimmy, regarding those conspiracy theories?
Yeah, I mean, I just see it as people are just having fun, and I don't think he did anything wrong. I don't know. I'm not tuned into all the drama that's going on, and I heard some people got really mad about it and said some other people need to apologize or take it back, and
apology with 3 steps, right?
Yeah.
So regarding the drama, Jimmy, I see you're very active in Twitter, right? And I also see a couple of other posts from OG Hexicans like Johnny Chaos regarding this community drama. But to be honest, I didn't notice much, especially from, you could say, more popular Hexicans. Can you tell us a little bit more about this internal drama? What's going on? Did you notice anything?
Are you talking about the nomics listing, or?
I mean, I would classify that as an external drama, right? Like nomics is not internal, but sometimes I see posts like, "Hey guys, you have to chill, like stop fighting with each other." But I barely noticed any like harsh discussion, you could say. I mean, it's just like a little bit drama show. It doesn't matter really, but I was just curious if there's some internal fighting going on that I just missed and you maybe know, or.
Not really. No, I try to tune out the drama. I'm just staking my hex and ready for Pulse Chain. Excited for Pulse Chain. Yeah, I don't really care if people want to tweet something or make a prediction. That's up to them. Go ahead and do it. It's not my place to tell them what they can or can't say.
Definitely. Yeah, we have the same standpoint at Hex Grassroots. So if the price goes up or down or nomics reduces our market cap, we just do our own thing, right? We are just staked, just want to engage with the community. So regardless of what is happening or what kind of drama we have, we just keep moving on and have a
Hex
good time together.
Working. You know, Hex is still working, whether it's number 3 or number 12 or whatever. You know, I don't really care. Some people even say it could be seen as like Richard even said too, it could be a positive thing because that people see it and they think there's more room to grow, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of which, Jimmy, I saw on your Twitter you posted about that you created like something like a spreadsheet of Bitcoin to onboard friends and family. So are you also active on the onboarding game, or how do you approach it?
What was that? A spreadsheet?
Yeah, so you tweeted that you created a Word doc in 2018 to share it with your friends and family with your thoughts about Bitcoin.
Yeah, so that was I was talking to someone, I can't remember why I wrote that out or made it, but I was doing research and kind of learning what the difference between a linear chart and a log chart, right? Because a lot of people, you see the haters posting a linear chart of Hex and going, look at this flat line up and then drop down, it crashed, right? It's done. And it's like, no, you need to, if you look at a log chart, it tells a completely different story. So that's what that was in regards to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, especially in crypto where the price moves from such a small number, you know, like in the case of Hex from 0.0005, right, all the way up to 55 cents. It looks can pretty steep. Like, if it's compressed into, you know, absolute dollars in a linear chart, it's going to look flat and then all the way up. But if you put it in a log chart, you're looking at percentage moves. So that's just a better tool. You know, it tells a more accurate story of what's actually happening.
Jimmy, when you started with Hex, did you grasp the beauty of the Hex contract right away, or did you hesitate in the beginning? Did you had some I don't know, like you were critical about how was the very beginning of Hex when you heard about it?
It seemed like a great idea, but of course it's new, you know, and it's unknown what's going to happen. So there's a little bit of concern and a little bit of reservation.
But as you participated in 2017, right? Like there's a lot of projects who are not finished, didn't even started yet, right? They rug pulled, and Hex is basically the opposite. Like did you get this difference right away, or did it took some time to realize that?
Yeah, I think I got it right away. I was just a little skeptical. Which is probably a good thing, you know, because I averaged in. I didn't go all in right in the beginning, you know, so I kind of averaged in towards the beginning, which might have worked out, you know, to a benefit.
Yeah, I think so.
Not buying like day one. So I mean, and I'm not a trader. I don't trade. I just kind of understood the concept of long-term holding. And
nice.
You know, Hex pays you interest to hold. So
nice.
Like perfect.
You DCA'd in the best time to DCA in, right?
I mean, it could have been better, but you know, it can always be a little better.
I think day 19 of the adoption amplifier, or day 17, was the first day where you got to more than 1 million Hex per ETH. So I think this is quite a good quote. And ETH back then was like $200. So basically 1 million Hex back then before staking. For
what's even more important than the Hex price is the share price. You know, so if you look at how T-shares were back then, it's like, wow, just a couple $100 or a couple $1,000 could have got you a lot of T-shares.
Yeah, 100%. How did you actually educate yourself about Hex? Because it was quite new, right? There was not much, and there was no Andreas or Hex Andreas, you could say, right? How did you educate yourself?
Yeah, mostly, you know, Richard streams or Telegram. There weren't a lot of people live streaming, you know, back then, but slowly they started to come out and put education out there. So those were also good resources. But back in the early days, like the Telegram was kind of the best resource because you could see everything that was happening as it was happening, and Richard surprisingly was actually pretty active back then too. He's responded to messages from me, so I'm like, wow, that doesn't happen anymore, or I haven't really reached out to him, but he would, if you had questions, he would answer them. It wasn't like he was just distant and, creating this thing, here it is, buy it. It's like, hey, I want to know, what do you guys think? What should we do? And if you had questions, he would, try to
But
answer.
was he also discussing a staking strategy with the others?
Yeah. Was he? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was, as you mentioned, Jimmy, and he would not give you personal advice how to stake, but he would ask for your input to design the actual Hex contract. So the community was very much involved, and you could get very easily involved if you had some good ideas regarding the game theory, regarding the staking, also regarding the adoption amplifier before. So it was not like a closed project. I would say it was quite open even to contribute if you had the ideas, you could say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he would definitely go, do his best to explain how everything worked. And yeah, you're right. He would never say, this is what you should do, right? But it was like, here's how it works, and you decide what you want to do. Here's how you're going to get the most out of it, right? Longer pays better. Mm-hmm. That's a super important point. Always has been, still is, so.
The rabbit hole goes deep, Jimmy. You mentioned t-shirts, right? From the beginning, the earlier you stake, the better. Did you get this t-shirt concept right from the beginning, or was it more about like the coin Hex itself and you didn't stake?
Yeah. It took me a little while. So I got in, I started creating some of my stakes before big payday. And then I realized, oh, my stakes are way too short, so I actually, you can kind of figure out, back then, how much am I going to lose and how much is the share price and how much is it going to go up. So some of them I actually ended early and then restaked longer to get more T-shares.
Yeah.
Big payday. Yeah. So it is a complex system, but once you kind of understand, you just break it down simply. It's like, you just want to stake as long as you can, and create a staking ladder, and that's going to be the winning strategy.
But then I would say you went through a kind of natural process of grasping it, right? And then you learned, and then you staked longer. Mm-hmm. I mean, unless you're taught by someone, I think you went through the whole genuine process of learning before it pre-launch, then during the launch, DCAing in, staking, and then adapting your staking strategy. And if you want, how would you describe your staking strategy now from everything you learned?
Yeah, it's definitely a collaboration too. It's like other people in Telegram are helping you, so kudos to everyone else. But yeah, it's my staking strategy is kind of like just out every year for 15 years. So whether you have one stake or two or four, you just want to be staked long. Of course, I don't want to wait 15 years to realize that, but yeah, I mean, it's nice to have a little bit coming out every year, and then if you need it all, you have it, and if you don't, you can restake it.
I mean, here in Germany, there's a very popular ad from like a glass manufacturer. It's called Fielmann. And basically their ad is like two old guys, and one is like asking the other guy, like, hey, what would you do differently if you could live your life again? And the other guy is answering, I would from the beginning buy my glasses at Fielmann, right? So it always reminds me regarding Hex staking, because like in hindsight, I would just like stake from day one, like for 10 plus years, instead of like doing this short-term thinking stakes, which basically, or actually is based on this short-term mindset from 2017, because you wanted to pump it fast and then, jump from one coin to the other. So actually, I have to admit, this really influenced me in my first Hex strategy, staking strategy. And then, as you mentioned, you just restake for way, way longer. Was it the same for you a little bit, that you, as you mentioned, maybe had some short stakes, and then in the end, you basically just had to restake them longer because you want to, and you didn't grasp the importance of staking long from the beginning?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very misunderstood, especially from other people, other people in crypto. If they're looking at, do I want to buy, this coin or that coin or Hex, they look at Hex and they just look at the price. They don't, it takes a while to understand the staking mechanism and how powerful it really is, right? That's really the most powerful thing. I think that's what makes Hex different from anything else, is that you can lock it up, stake it, and earn interest. And
so, Jimmy, in the best case scenario, let's say Hex really takes off, right? There should be no liquid Hex, right? Because if we all stake long, basically a market entrant would have to wait till somebody unstakes, or like I'm getting crazy now, but right? But in theory, there should be no liquid Hex if it takes off.
yeah, no, I think there'll always be a little bit, but I think you're right. I think over time, like say in 5 years, I think we're going to see staking as a percentage of the total supply go up quite a bit, right? And that's going to reduce the payout for staking. So it's not going to be 40% or whatever it is for the average forever. That's kind of what I'd expect to see happen, because as people start to understand it, why wouldn't they stake all of their Hex, right? Maybe have a little bit on the side just in case, an emergency fund if you need to sell. But yeah, if you're in Hex and you're not staking it, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
So that's what you need to be doing if you're in Hex.
And there are other worse currencies like fiat currencies, right? Which you still have from maybe your job that you can spend because it's the worst value currency. So as you said, Hex self should be for staking and making this passive income, this yield via staking, and not only speculating on the price appreciation. And coming back to your point that when more and more people stake, and then the payout, the APY would go down, but this triggers the price appreciation per Hex as the buying pressure goes up to reach this amount of staking, right? This increase of stake. So it's a beautiful system here.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's okay if the rewards for staking are going down, if the price of it is going up, right? Yeah. It's a great, it balances very well. Exactly.
Definitely. So Jimmy, maybe you can also share some insights. We know about the beauty of Hex, but also a very important aspect to Hex is its community, like ourselves, right? Like many other streamers. In the first days, first weeks of Hex, maybe during the adoption amplifier, do you remember the OG Hexicans that you were influenced most? Like some streams, maybe. Which name do you remember from back then?
Yeah. So obviously, Discourse Syndicate's been around for, I don't remember when they came around, but they've been around since the beginning. It seems like Crypto Coffee. I remember Crypto Coffee's. He had some good stuff back then.
And Disco Syndicate was, I think, the Captain and Hexo, right? They had a duo stream.
It was it? It was the Captain RG3 and Kinetics.
Kinetics,
yeah,
okay.
Hexo did his own thing. Yeah, of course, Hexo, doing his daily. I can't believe he did a stream every day for
crazy
a year. Yeah. That's awesome.
And he did it solo. Like it's really hard to stay motivated alone. If you have a friend with you, right, then it's always more pleasure. But he did it even alone. So he
did it from day 1 to day 365.
I don't know. I think so. Yeah, something close to that. Yeah.
Yeah, every day, literally every day.
Yeah.
He streamed
I'm really bummed out. I actually went to Las Vegas just for one day, just really quick, and I met a lot of great people out there. I met Nerd Girl and a bunch of people. I met RG and there's so many. I'm drawing a blank right now, but I was really bummed out that I didn't meet Hexo and Crypto Coffee and some of those guys. They seem like really cool dudes.
But you went there because they lived there, or was it already the first meetup?
Oh yeah. So they had a meetup out there. Yeah, the first Hex meetup.
Oh, nice. Which hotel?
The what was it? The Bellagio.
Nice.
I think it was.
Cool. Can you remind us when was the Vegas meetup?
I think that was April or July. I can't remember exactly. Was it April?
Okay.
But this year, I think, and then Richard Hart came really shortly with a live stream into the meetup, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I saw that one.
So in the beginning, it was Crypto Coffee, a Discourse Syndicate with Kinetics, with Captain, Hexologist. How did you experience the Hex community growing? Because at the moment, like, it's a full-time job. Like, there's so much streamers, there's so much going on. It's amazing. It's growing so fast. How did you see it grow? How was it for you, the journey from zero basically to today in regards of the community?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually grown a lot, like quite a bit. Back then it was, I think, Hexo, you knew he was the same time every day. So that was easy to catch, like on your way home from work or whatever it is. Yeah, but now it's like there's somebody streaming every time I open YouTube. It seems like it's really crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool to see.
The goal is that basically there's a Hex live stream 24/7, and here we would like to contribute with this 1 hour on Tuesday.
And I think the reason for that is because people that get it, they understand this isn't just another crypto, right? This is actually like a financial product.
Yeah.
That's how, or a crypto asset, not a cryptocurrency. It's really different. And so that's the reason we're seeing so many people that are willing to get out there and try to share it with people, right? And share what a good opportunity it is. I mean, that's the only reason I would come on stream. I'm not somebody that goes on stream all the time. This is my first time doing it, but I hope to just put this out there and let people know this is awesome. This is amazing. If you don't understand it yet, you need to.
Yeah.
Hey, and Jimmy, one quick question, like, especially with your finance background, like, you can have the best product but if people wouldn't use it, if people don't know it, it would be still bad, right? So marketing in itself is not a bad thing. It can be a good thing. Like, if it leads you to a good product, why not? How do you see it with your finance background? Like, we are assuming it's a really good product, Hex, but of course it needs people, right? If nobody uses it, it can be the best product in the world. But do you think there needs to be something done, or maybe it's good like it's now, a lot of streamers, a lot of engaging? Do you think there needs to be something done? Are there requirements, or do you think we just need going and just need some time? What's your perspective on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's all, I think it's a great product and it's going to do well regardless. It's just a matter of how fast is it going to spread, right? Because it's an amazing product. It's not going anywhere. It's the community could just stop growing. If that happened, it would still work fine, and we'd still all be having a great time and earning staking rewards, right? But yeah, getting the word out there, it's not. People see people shilling crypto and pushing it out there to try to pump the price, and yeah, we're kind of doing that, but we want to share what a great opportunity it is, right? And that's kind of more what it is to me. When I tell like friends about it or family about it, I'm trying to help them find something that's going to better their life, right? It's not that I'm trying to get other people in to pump my bags necessarily. I want them to do well. So you tell people you care about, and that's why so many people are passionate about it and want to share it.
So when you share your Hex story, when you try to onboard people to Hex, are these people are they already familiar with cryptocurrencies, or are they completely no coiners? Who do you onboard usually?
Usually a little bit of both, I guess. It's people that understand crypto already are kind of, the conversation's a lot easier because they already have a little bit of a understanding and a background. But but yeah, even no coiners could get into. I've had friends that don't really have any crypto, and they hear from somebody else that you've done good in this thing and it seems legit, and they don't even really fully understand it, but they're like, just show me how to do it, just show me what I need to do. So it's a little bit of both.
What obstacles did you experience while onboarding no coiners, or you could say also people from other crypto communities? What are the usual obstacles that you have to deal with during onboarding process?
That crypto is just super complicated. I think that's the biggest thing, you know.
Especially Hex, right?
Especially Hex. Yeah, I mean, most people still don't understand Bitcoin or Ethereum, or you know. So there's a lot of questions people have, and it's.
Do you think it's this IQ test, Hex, like some people say?
A little bit, yeah. I think it can be for sure. Yeah, and it's, you know, sometimes you feel like you grasp the ideas and you really understand it, but then when somebody asks you, okay, well, explain it, then it's like a different story, right? You're like, oh, it's a little bit hard to explain.
How much time do you have?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and furthermore,
sorry, Meister, go ahead.
So Jimmy, what I wanted to ask you as well is when did you, or you're obviously very active on Twitter, I can imagine also on Telegram. Was it natural for you to get involved, or was it especially because of Hex? And I wanted to ask you what made you actually going the step to show face like today, also like using your time to spread the good word. What was the motivation behind that for you personally?
Yeah, so I never used Twitter before I got into the Hex community. So I kind of joined Twitter just to keep up with Richard Hart and see when he was streaming or whatever. And then it kind of, you connect with the community from there. But yeah, like I said before, it's just, you know, it's different. This isn't just another crypto. It's pretty, it's an amazing financial product. So I want to share with people and get them, you know, just educate people. That's really the main thing. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And some of the people you mentioned them, you got them in because they got the attention because it went up or went good for you. After they went into the game with Hex, did you notice they then started to investigate a bit of the game theory and the crypto?
Oh yeah. I have a buddy of mine who's he was actually Crypto Surfer that said hi in the beginning of the stream. I think he watches more Hex content now than I do. 24/7 Hex. Yeah, he's on all of them. He's always
nice,
up to date with what's going on, and it's pretty cool, you know.
Shout out to Crypto Surfer.
Yeah, exactly.
I also have to say that every time I onboard some new folks to Hex, they usually stick around, not only because they are staked, but they want to get engaged with the community. They try to, I don't know, they message me all the time if there's some drama. Even if there's some drama, right? It's still engagement. So I don't know. Hex has this invisible hand that drags you in, not only just to invest and stake, but also to engage with community members and also try to contribute in one way or the other. Is it by onboarding other people just to spreading the good word? Also maybe make a stream or engaging on Twitter. So I think that Hex is very special in that regard. Maybe it's also because we have a lot of attackers, right? A lot of fudders, a lot of, you could say, enemies within the crypto space. Maybe this puts us more together and makes us more strong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so, for sure. Yeah, there's a lot of, I don't really understand it. There's a lot of hate from, you know, especially the Bitcoin community, you know, but yeah, it does kind of band you together and it makes you kind of want to hold your ground a little more too. And you're like, no, I know this is awesome.
Yeah, and this is especially not only because it's your back and you would try to protect your back, but especially as it lives more to the cryptocurrency, you could say, philosophy by holding your own cryptos. Don't promote like leverage trading or take own custody, right? It lives more up to that than any other coin, and this especially makes us also want to go into discussion, because also maybe you just try to help the other person to really understand, hey, there's also an opportunity cost for you. As you mentioned before, even the Bitcoin maximalist guy could just do 100x and then just get out and increase or multiply his Bitcoin back, for example. And no hate here on Bitcoin, right? We all started with Bitcoin. Some of us may still be in Bitcoin. It's still to some extent leads the market. But ignoring Hex is, you just hurt yourself as well. And it lives up to the principles, as I mentioned before. Like this is what triggers me the most. Like, I don't know about yourself, but like, tell me one crypto that lives more up to it. Like,
exactly,
own custody,
holding your own coins, not trading. Yeah, like all these healthy practices, right? If you want to save yourself from getting wrecked, that's what Hex promotes. So you're trying to help spread the word and save people from making mistakes that you've had experience, maybe you've made yourself or you've seen, right? And there's pitfalls, and crypto it's full of all these, crappy coins and scams, rug pulls, and all these things that people are looking for, like the next shiny object, the next new opportunity. And I try to explain to some of my friends will even look around. They're like, what about this coin? What about that one? And I'm like, I don't know. I just think the best thing, like Hex is still awesome. Like it's always a good opportunity if you realize how staking works, right?
Yes.
And how the share price works. So there's really not, like, I'll do some research and I'll look into other things, but I've yet to find anything that I'm like excited about,
Definitely.
Yeah, it doesn't drag you down like trading or video games where you just compete with one another. It's like a genuine good tool, and then you can make the best out of it. And another thing that makes me really bullish on Hex is, like, Jimmy, you are our sixth guest, and like every single guest and every single guy that's into Hex and we meet him, is a really solid person and a genuine nice person, and that makes me really bullish in Hex, because like a lot of good people are into Hex, and then you meet the Hexicans and they are solid people. Like, Hex gotta be really good. Why are they all here?
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen the same thing. Yeah, and same to you guys. You seem like chill dudes. So
thanks a lot.
Are you guys going to London? Are you going to make it out there for the 2-year anniversary?
Yeah, so
maybe.
DJ Cryptomatic asked us that on the last stream, because he will appear, and we said that if he will see some hearts throwing on his stage, because he will DJing there, maybe this will be the sign that it's us.
Hearts like Richard Hart.
Awesome.
No, there are just COVID restrictions, right? But
that's the main thing, the travel restriction, and it's getting bad in Germany, COVID again, so it's not safe yet, not booked yet.
Well, what you guys said about the whole community being really cool people, that's what I saw in Vegas too, with everyone I met.
Nice.
They were, everyone was having a good time, very chill people, intelligent people.
Nice, easy to talk to.
Absolutely, yeah.
Was it the first bigger on-site meetup? The Hex one, the Vegas one?
I think so. That was the first Hex meetup.
How many people were there, roughly?
Maybe a couple hundred.
Really?
There were a lot. I mean, like I said, there were a lot of people that I knew within the community that I was hoping to run into and see, but I didn't even get a chance. I only went for one day, so I just stayed one night and talked to as many people as I could. And it was kind of funny, like seeing some of the people you see on stream. It's like they're celebrities. You're like, oh hey, you're like excited to meet people. But it was really cool. Yeah, everyone was really chill. So I think anyone going to London, you're gonna have a good time.
Cool. How about yourself? Will you make an appearance there? Or?
I don't think I'm gonna make it. No, unfortunately. Maybe the next one in the United States. If they do Vegas again, yeah, I'll be happy to go.
Maddie Allen is doing one, right? One on-site meetup and one online, I think.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, I thought he is the kind of the organizer of the whole Vegas meetup.
Yeah, he is. And I did see him out there. I didn't get a chance to talk to him though. He was very busy, as you'd imagine.
I see. Yeah, maybe Meister Hex. I don't know if you ever been to Vegas. I haven't. Maybe that's something for us as well in the future.
Definitely. That's the next goal. Yeah, speaking about Hex meetups in the US, of course, there's the US road trip ongoing by our colleagues, Crypto Sparbuch. Did you have the opportunity to join one of these meetups, Jimmy?
I didn't. No, I didn't even really realize they were coming to my area till they were posting the pictures that they were there. I'm like, wow, they're an hour away. They're in LA, so yeah. Unfortunately not.
Next year then.
Time.
When they do number 2. Cool.
Uh-oh.
All right.
What happened to our guest?
I think my camera died. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's just your webcam probably.
Okay.
Live stream, guys. You get it here live, raw.
There we go.
Yeah. Now we see you.
Okay, there we go.
All right, we are 1:10 in. Time to wrap it up, guys, I would say. So, Jimmy, one more time, thanks for joining us. As mentioned, I've been following you for a while, so I'm happy that we could meet, right? And hopefully we will meet, on the next Vegas meetup on site and have a couple of beers together.
That would be awesome, yeah.
Yeah,
a couple
definitely.
of beers together. And man, it was really pleasant to talk to you. You seem like a really chill, cool dude, Jimmy. So thank you.
Yeah, and Jimmy, one last thing. Do you have any sort of like YouTube channel for your band, or is it just private thing? Anything that you could share with us?
No, we don't. We don't have a channel or recordings or anything. No, not even a band at the moment. We're just, me and one friend write some songs and we're working on stuff, but nothing that I want to share quite yet.
Cool.
Maybe
no problem.
Hopefully very soon.
Next time you will be our guest, then you will have already like 1 million followers. Then you can share a link. We will contribute 5 more.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Good talking to you.
Thanks, Jimmy. See you next time.
All right. Take care.
See you, man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, guys, that was Jimmy Diamond. I think amazing dude. Really cool. He's at Jimmy Diamond 369 on Twitter. Make sure to follow him. Good stuff about Bitcoin, ETH, Hex, and Pulse Chain, as it says in his bio. Meister Hex.
His last name is not made up. He has diamond hands, as you could hear. All solid. We only have solid Hex Grassroots guests. Here again, you can see his Twitter profile. If you don't follow him yet, please give him a follow. And
yeah, but that's really a thing, Meister, don't you think? Like, we don't do an interview or screening of the people. We just invite people from the Hex community that been out there on Twitter or whatever. And like every guy that comes on is a cool dude.
100%, definitely. And speaking about cool dudes, next guest will be just amazing, guys. Next Tuesday. Please stay tuned. We have another great guest. We will not reveal his or her name, but you will definitely enjoy when he will join Hex Grassroots number 8. And if you would like to join one of our streams, hey, just get engaged in Twitter, be active. No worries. We will notice you and reach out to you and ask you to join us. So just stay active in the Hex community.
This is the platform for the grassroots, and I can just confirm our next guest will be amazing, guys. Stay tuned, and I think we will leave you guys with this tension and the expectation of next Hex Grassroots. Stay tuned, guys.
No
Bye-bye.
expectations. See ya, guys.